All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we have another special guest that we'd like to introduce to you all here up on stage with us this afternoon, back on the Clean Talk stage, and Al Negrete. Al Negrete is our IT service delivery manager at Tampa General Hospital, where he has served since September of 2023, but a much longer career in healthcare IT outside of 2023 at Tampa General Hospital, right? So Al also has spent about 24 years in the technology industry and has built a career centered around healthcare IT, right? Operations, infrastructure, enterprise system deployments. I think you've done it all.
I have.
So at Tampa General Hospital, just to give you some background, he leads the IT service delivery initiatives focused on deployment, maintenance, upgrade of support of critical technology systems, includes defining long-term technology visions, executing strategic offerings, initiatives, optimizing IT resources, ensuring projects are delivered within scope and time. That's big these days, right?
Absolutely.
They're always tightening the budget. You got to be on time. And he brings extensive expertise in technical business analysis, operational leadership, and coordination. So prior to Tampa General, tell me a little bit about where you were prior.
So prior to Tampa General, actually, my story takes me about 20 years back. Before I started in healthcare, actually, I was out of work and I had my first child on the way. And so what I needed to do is find a job to take care of my child. So I applied at an IT recruiting firm. Within 2 weeks, they found me a job to apply for. It was actually at a hospital for a 3-month contract. I applied for it, I interviewed, and they told me to come in the next day to start working. Within 30 days of me working there, they hired me. They hired me full time, and which was awesome. And then, just being in healthcare, it's just something that's grown on me. The company I actually worked for was Advent Health. I started as a technician there, worked myself up through the ranks, became a manager, and then an opportunity presented itself for me to come to Florida as an IT director for 3 of their facilities. So that was a great opportunity for me there. A little longer along the way, COVID happened. They had some restructure. I went into retail for about 1.5 years. Realized that retail is not where I need to be and need to come back to healthcare. It's my passion. So I found myself ended up at TGH. So I've been there for the last 3 years, and I've been enjoying every minute of it.
Yeah, it's an impressive background, Al. And all right, well, let's dig into it. I think we've got a lot of cool things to share with the crowd today about what you're doing and what the future looks like at Tampa General.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get started. So let's talk about a deployment stratification at Tampa General Hospital right now. You guys are 88% of your deployments are Windows 11, around 12% in Windows 10. I know that's been a big uplift. We stay in touch with you and we listen. Tell us about what you've learned through this migration effort. Wins that you took away, lessons learned, et cetera.
Yeah. So honestly, it's been a big lift with the Windows 11 rollout. It's not something that you can just upgrade overnight. It was a big enterprise scale transition. We have about 1,500 devices in our enterprise, and about 2,000 of those we couldn't upgrade. So we have devices that needed to be replaced. We have devices that we need to image in place. So, but at the same time, we have to make sure that we're not interrupting clinical care. But we did run into some issues with cybersecurity and also with our legacy devices. But we got through that. We're looking at completing our Windows 11 journey by October of this year. Some of the wins that we encountered were having a baseline image of Windows 11 instead of our Windows 10 image and then upgrading to Windows 11. Service tickets, we saw a reduction in some of our service tickets. We were getting a lot of calls because the computers they were sluggish. So with the reimage of these computers with Windows 11, we saw that the performance is a lot better. And then cleanup of legacy devices in AD. Over the years, you get a lot of devices that just hang out in there. So it allowed us to to clean up both of those environments. And then also with some of the lessons learned that we had was maybe for our next OS upgrade, we're going to partner with our clinical engineering team, which is our biomedical department, and then also with our vendors to allow us to figure out what are those non-compatible devices that we have to be aware of the next time. Also post-deployment strategy. So when we replace a computer, we know that some of them are going to require software installs, printer mappings, and then just like some file transfers. Also, we have to make sure that when we do another deployment, that we have laptops and desktop as a different strategy. Even though they're computers, they do require different deployment strategy. The desktops are more for clinical use, and laptops are more for your knowledge workers.
Yeah, makes sense.
So that's what we've seen in our environment with Windows 11.
So with Windows 11, came Copilot. And so, we're going to get into some of the topics that I know are here at HIMSS 26 this year, are covered very heavily, in the AI space. SealShield, we're a big proponent of AI, right? We truly believe that AI will bring, measurable changes. We'll look back in 5 years and be amazed of the state of healthcare, especially from the IT space, right? And the delivery care changes that are going to come with it. So one of our products, right, the CleanLight Pro, you guys adopted the CleanLight Pro in a lot of your applications. It comes Copilot key ready. So, let's talk a little bit about the CleanLight Pro and why did you guys select the CleanLight Pro for your particular workstations, applications, and use cases?
Honestly, I think it was more ease of use for the clinicians. They like the touch and feel of the keyboard as opposed to other keyboards we've used in the past. Also, because it has a tight fit cover and also a flat cover, the users they prefer that over the older models of keyboards that they had before.
Yeah, excellent. In any of those applications with the CleanLight Pro, any lessons learned when you deployed this keyboard? Whether it was on a WOW or a desktop, any use cases that came out? You selected the keyboard specifically for its application. Anything that you brought away from it that you'd like to share with anyone in the crowd? If they're looking between keyboards, we got various models that serve various purposes.
Yeah, absolutely. So with the new keyboards that we introduced into the environment, employees were finding that it was a lot easier to clean these new keyboards, from the older models that we had before. With the tight fit, they loved that model, but also when we introduced the flat fit, they were more impressed with it because you just wipe it clean across and then you were done.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's a balance between cleanability and usability, which we're going to cover a little bit later in this presentation. We're going to dive in a little bit more about usability and cleanability, and maybe we can bridge those two.
Yes.
All right. So moving along here, Windows 11, Copilot, you've got our Copilot ready, CleanLight Pro. Let's talk a little bit about Copilot impact to TGH.
Sure. Since the rollout of Copilot in our organization, we're seeing a lot more use with our employees, specifically with Microsoft Teams. We're seeing more employees use it for recaps and summarizations in Teams. We're seeing them also use it in Microsoft Office for email generation, replies, and also for coaching. And then also for Word and Excel. It's amazing what they can do with Excel in generating code for VBA scripts, and then also for creating data analysis when needed. And also formulas. Formulas are really key to some folks like our finance department.
So I think Copilot, from what I hear, was just the initial dipping of the toe into AI for Tampa General, right? So you've done a lot more than what we ever anticipated that some of the organizations have done with AI. So let's talk about the AI influence in Tampa General Hospital. You've got a lot going on with AI there.
We do. TGH has approached AI by using our AI governance committee to evaluate and review applications before they're being deployed. The AI tools that we use are used for solving problems. For example, with the growing demand in healthcare, there's not a lot of healthcare workers to take care of people. So AI can help with consuming some of those tasks, like such as charting, which gives the clinicians and the physicians more time in their day to care for the patients. This is something that we're leveraging at Tampa General for the physicians and also for the nurses.
So I think that was a very modest answer, but something that alarms me, and it's not an alarm, but it impressed me. 61 AI apps currently right now running at Tampa General. That is a lot of various AI apps. Touch on just a couple that really stand out and some of the big advantages you've seen out of that. And how did we end up with 61? I mean, we had Copilot, we dipped our toe in the water, now we're 61 apps live.
Yeah, so with the amount of tools that are out there, it's been really a challenge. I mean, overall, some of the apps that we have deployed have been very successful, and then some of the apps that we've deployed have not. We have built homegrown applications using Palantir, with developing the applications with our frontline staff to figure out department level problems, and then we're also using commercial applications for those real problems that the organization faces.
Yeah. Very impressive in a short period of time.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.